Army medics train to save lives, but the logistics of moving patients and even having the right setting to focus in is important to them. Next, you'll see the 14th Combat Support Hospital testing the Army's newest edition of the medical tent. The 14th Combat Support Hospital, or CASH, is testing out some new equipment to make movable overseas hospitals airtight and safe from chemical or biological attacks.
Today we're testing chemical protective posture of the hospital. Put a chemical protective liner on the inside of the 44-bed hospital, and we're testing it by moving 70 casualties through an airlock system through the Emergency Medical Treatment Center. Our intent is to test so that the U.S. AMED Test Board gets an opportunity to see how the force provider medical system actually works under chemical protective conditions.
The new Force Provider Expeditionary Medical System differs from the old DepMed tents like night and day. The old tents take a lot more time and manpower that can't always be spared in combat.
Since the 80s, the new system we're using here, it goes up a lot faster, it takes a lot less people, and essentially it's a little safer as well.
The 14th Combat Support Hospital will test the new equipment exactly the way that they'd use it, by moving 70 patients in and out of the tent efficiently.
If we get fielded this equipment, it's very important because they'll be familiar with the system itself.
But moving patients in isn't that simple. The airlock needs to be repressurized and new air pumped into the chamber before patients can be brought into the hospital, just in case the air outside isn't safe. Even though the transport is a little slower, the new facility promises to be much easier to handle and much safer to save lives in.
This patient is going to get saved.
The new equipment isn't quite ready for combat, but when it is, the 14th CASH will be ahead of the game and a little bit safer in the new Force Provider Expeditionary Medical System.